Trinity Lady Shamrocks 17-6. The Shamrocks coming in. The Colts 23-0. What a season! And we are just underway here tonight. And Trinity with the basketball right now as Mandy Roman brings it into forecourt against the Colts. No score in the game here. Ball tipped out of bounds off the hands of Cedar Cliff. Gary Sutton with you here tonight. Jeff Thompson, the coach on my left. And Pat Flannery, former head coach of Lebanon Valley College, led them to a national championship. 14 years the head coach at Bucknell University. On my right tonight. And we're underway here. And both teams played some pretty good defense out of the gate here, Pat.
Yeah, absolutely. Obviously, a little bit of nerves, a little bit of defense. But when teams play this hard, we're going to get after it tonight.
Alina Torchia loses the ball out of bounds, getting a lot of pressure there from Cedar Cliff. And you've had a chance to see this Cedar Cliff team play and also the Shamrocks, Jeff. And both these teams very formidable here tonight. And both of them live off their defense.
They sure do. Alina is a great ball handler. Left-handed Bob Cousy.
And for anybody that knows, Bob Cousy played in the 1860s, and which is where Jeff played. So it works out pretty well here tonight. But anyway, Bob Cousy, a heck of a ball handler for the Celtics, and I believe Holy Cross, if memory serves.
He sure did. He sure did. One of the big matchups tonight is Roman and Ferraro. Everybody's talking about it. They're two real dynamite kids, play so hard, and they're really heart and soul of these two ball clubs.
And Olivia Jones, a freshman here, who's been all world for Cedar Cliff. Another turnover here so far, and that's where we've been thus far. Turnover. That's 6 in the game for both these teams, so a lot of nerves coming out of the gate. Joseph Gabriel, Willie Harris, and Mark Scarangello, your officials here for this evening.
Can you say rock fight, right? They're both after it. They're contesting every pass.
Great man-to-man on both sides. Good move underneath and a good block by Beckett. Beckett is the tower of power for this Trinity team and blocks it out of bounds.
So you got Olivia Jones for Cedar Cliff here, leading scorer, freshman.
Another almost turnover here, and Olivia Jones with the basketball. Only a freshman.
Ooh.
Leads in just about every category they have. Good change of pace here. Up, first points of the game from Olivia Jones. A nice little running one-hander on the right side.
You're going to hear her name over and over for a long time.
So Cedar Cliff strikes first undefeated season going on. They got in here beating Central Dauphin the other night, 37-34. On the other side, beating Big Springs was Trinity, 53-44. And Cedar Cliff with the rebound on the run. Jones can't quite handle it, picks it up, goes up strong, has it blocked away, gets it back out. Good look from the three-point line and buried from Natalie Freed, who averages 6.7 points a game and a 5-0 lead here early for the Colts.
Great unselfish.
If you're a Colts fan tonight, you're really out here in force because the boys are in the second game as well. So both teams rooting for each other here this evening. Another turnover here for Trinity so far. It's been tough sledding here in the early going.
That first three for Cedar Cliff hit 4 different people till they found their shooter.
How about that steal, though? Up and in for Trinity. Great job by Mandy Roman with a quick hands there, and Trinity is on the board with a good turnaround.
Again, everybody jumping into passing lanes. It's for all the marbles. So as hard as you can play tonight, you leave it out here.
A little 1-4 high set, looking to come off maybe a pick and roll, and Jones just trying to go one-on-one. Ryan Karcher, little back door there, and it's going to go off the Colts and out of bounds. So stifling defense on both ends so far, Coach.
Stifling is right. Again, every contested dribble, every contested pass, that goes to show the kind of coaching and the kind of players these are in this game tonight.
Ashley Keefe into the game now for Trinity. Coach Christy Britton, the head coach for Trinity. Scott Wyan on the other side for Cedar Cliff. 2-on-1 break coming up here. Good pass off. Missing the layup, though. Jones back on top of it. Keeping it alive. And again, it's going to be a call here on the foul.
You know, there's certain things you can teach and you can't. One of them is a nose for the ball. And Olivia Jones, sir, has a nose for the ball.
First foul of the game is going to be marked up against Elena Beckett. Her first team first rebound coming out of there. Again, it's Mandy Roman, who seems to have hands everywhere. Double team again for Cedar Cliff, and they're going to have it taken away one more time. Sydney Wyant, coach's daughter with the basketball. Wyant trying to go up, and she's going to have it blocked, but fouled. And on the foul will be Ashley Keefe, her first team second. Jeff, up and down we go so far, and giving it up is where we are.
Well, Trinity's trying to find their legs, and they haven't so far. It's a very good Cedar Cliff team, and you're right. Number 44, OJ, Olivia Jones, she has really good ball control.
Wyatt at the line, a 52% free throw shooter for the season, makes her first here.
Well, even with a few turnovers, gang, you can obviously see that these teams are disciplined to really move the basketball and be patient. I haven't seen a few turnovers, but no bad shots, which is a sign of a really good team. They'll get settled down here.
Second shot is up. That one's going to miss off the back of the iron. Trinity with the rebound. And I'll tell you what, Cedar Cliff traps you at the first thing on misses or makes. Right on the ball, constant pressure.
You can't turn your back. Oh, great hands, Ferraro.
This defense for Cedar Cliff is just...
Their hands on a lot of things.
Jones trying to find a... Another pick and roll. Strong move, and it's going to be a jump ball called. And possession will belong to the Shamrocks.
Great defense. Natalie Freed.
That's a familiar name in this area.
Is it?
Her father, Dave, played at Camp Hill.
They get the ball inbounds. Nice pressure release by Beckett.
You know, the other thing that happens is...
Tell you, you pick the ball up here and you don't know where you're going, you're in trouble because the closeouts are so quick by Cedar Cliff, they don't let you have any breathing room at all. So another turnover against Trinity. They're piling up here in the first quarter.
Junior Ashley Keefe, that's Harry DeFrank's great-granddaughter. She can't even, the magic's not there so far for T-High.
The other big thing with these kind of competition is these kids obviously talking to coaches know each other from the AAU circuit. That's something that was different than your day, Jeff, way back.
Both teams having a tough time running their offense, although Cedar Cliff seems to start to get into a rhythm right here.
Side to side.
There's Jones again. What a strong move. Good block, though. Again, it's Beckett on a nice block on Jones, and another jump ball to stay here with Cedar Cliff.
They lifted that side to give Jones that driving, which she's had a lot of help, and when she got there, good defense by Trinity. They have good size.
They like to run that little screen on the ball, and then they clear the screener out and just let her try to go, as you said. Another screen there.
Little lift.
Kind of reminds you a little bit of kind of the old Virginia offense that Tony Bennett runs, the blocker mover thing. You have two people constantly setting screens on either side and three cutters.
Side to side. Oh.
There it is.
There it is.
Beautiful job. That screen's a tough thing to deal with. And in is Taylor Ferraro for two. Looked pretty easy. Trinity trying to find an opening. There's one. And making it count from about 15 feet is Mandy Roman. She's got two. 8-4 so far.
First clear look Mandy's had. They've been pressuring her. Great looking stroke there.
There's that screen again outside. These are two bigs to constantly screen both sides. Cedar Cliff just does not take a bad shot. I mean, they really are very disciplined. This screen again. There goes Jones.
And their numbers show it, Gary. With they're so balanced.
There's Jones. Jones, what a sweet stroke from three-point land. And Jones in for her fifth point of the game. First three for her tonight, under 2 minutes to go. 11-4, Cedar Cliff up. She does everything, it appears.
Well, skilled from the perimeter and big, can score inside. It seems to be the personality of this team. They have a number of people that can score inside.
And here's another one from Trinity. That one's going to be buried. And how about that answer from Natalie Freed? She got freed up. She's got 6 points, both via the three.
Seems that's the personalities. Everybody has said it, and they're shooters, and there's good size. This is a talented teams. That's why
it's interesting, Pat, as you watch these teams with their screeners, they clear out then right away. Every time you see Ferraro getting another drive, 4 points for her, 1:12 to go in the first quarter, 6-point lead for Cedar Cliff. Trinity with another one. They're going to need to hit a bunch of these, and they're doing them so far as Mandy. A nice down screen, gets a three. She's got 7 points. Again, here you see the screening and the step out. They screen and step out. They don't screen and roll. They screen and step out and try to let you do a little driving. Here's Jones with the basketball. 37 seconds to go here in the first quarter.
I like this matchup out front. That's Adriana Strisek, and she's the leading scorer at Trinity. She's looking to play some defense tonight.
Well, Strisek is kind of sitting back. Now they're going to switch back out.
Put Beckett out on Jones here to end, so they switch off her.
Last shot for Cedar Cliff.
It'll be a 1-4 look here, and they're going to try to clear away for Jones. Figure she'll use one of the two screens posted on either side by Sampson or by Schrader.
It's a little backdoor look.
Now they're going to clear out this side. Again, there's Roman. Nice pass. And a good score on the near side. Nice little dunk shot there by Cravener off the near side. 15-9 end of the first quarter. We take a break. This is the girls' Mid-Penn Championship game, and it's on High School Sports Live TV on ABC 27.3.
At Capital Blue Cross, there are more yeses and fewer nos. Protecting your health and making it easier so you can spend time on what makes you smile. Helping our communities, your families, your businesses, big and small. We have you covered, going the extra mile. It's what we do. Capital Blue Cross, going the extra mile for you.
Erie Insurance says here's to the grown-ups who move, mortgage, mow, and still bust a move. But does your home insurance still fit? Erie helps you protect the home you've grown into, all at fair prices that are often less than the other guys. So how do you find the right coverage? Magic. Nope. Local independent agents who get to know you like this.
Your local Erie agent is Capital Region Insurance Agency, 717-731-1142.
Erie Insurance.
Hey, Team PA AAU tryouts are coming this spring. Keep an eye out at www.teampahoops.com. Jeff Thompson, the numbers the first quarter, turnovers-wise, way too deep.
Well, Trinity's 4 for 4 from the floor, but they turned the ball over 9 times. And when you only get 18 possessions in the quarter, you got to value those possessions.
We start quarter number 2 here as Trinity has the basketball. It's the girls' Mid-Penn Championship here live from Milton Hershey. Pat Flannery, Gary Sutton, Jeff Thompson. Another 3-look, not going to go, and good inside rebounding there by Cedar Cliff. Shot is up. Beckett fighting for the rebound. Make that rather. Sammy McAuliffe was in there now. Here comes Beckett. Beckett with the basketball. Jones tips it away. Picked up by Trinity, trying to reestablish order on the offense. Back out comes Torchia. There's a handoff.
Pressure defense, obviously, that's where your turnovers are coming. They're not just lazy turnovers. Defense is causing a lot of this.
They really are. Torchia looking to do something here. Maybe establish a 2-person game. Can't get it.
Cedar Cliff's long, too, guys. They got some long gals, long arms and big body, big, tall gals.
Good head and shoulders fake there, and pretty good shot. Not going to go on the floor. Getting down on the floor there is Catherine Sampson. And then quickly on the break and a throwaway by Cedar Cliff here. As trying to make it happen too fast was Ryan Karcher.
Yeah, that's the first time other than the first play of the game where there was just a turnover that wasn't forced. The other ones have been forced by both teams and trying to settle down a little bit.
So here's Torchia now. Lead it Torchia. The inbounds pass, maybe. Having a tough time getting in. Finally gets Beckett. And the handoff comes to Mandy Roman. Mandy Roman looks very confident with the basketball.
Sure does.
Torchia tried to get her feet set for a shot.
Boy, well scouted. Both teams very well coached.
You're asking your big to do a lot of dribbling right now. I think Trinity's gotten caught into a thing where they're doing maybe way too much dribbling, and it's not apparently with an aim.
A little more screening.
That one, another great 3 near side. Wow, what a bomb. And that's Sydney Wyant with her first 3 of the night. She's got 4 points in the game. Tough shot there. Good block out by Jones, and they're off and running again to Cedar Cliff. And that's going to be a tough pass to make. That's a pass you make when you're a freshman, not when you're a senior, right?
Yeah, it sure is. But, well, I'll tell you, Coach is going to encourage her to keep pushing and pushing because her decisions are a lot better than 1 or 2 turnovers.
Scott Wyant's going to get Jones out of there for the moment, and back in comes Taylor Ferraro. Ferraro open here on the wing for the moment. Coming off again that screen. That screen has been very good so far for Cedar Cliff.
Yeah, the straight post up is there's too much congestion, but when they lift it and they open those sides to side, there's a lot of driving lanes.
They just looked to screen, and then this time they screened and went down and inverted. Nice post up. Then a tough play here. Another turnover and picked up by Beckett, who's been everywhere so far for Trinity. Here's Torchy on the other end. Hey, the referees are letting them play so far.
Sure are.
These two teams have been very physical. There's Beckett again. It's going to be a block, but it's also going to be a foul called against Ryan Karcher. That'll be her first. And that'll be the first of the game for Cedar Cliff here in the second quarter. 5:23 to go.
I've been impressed with Elena Beckett playing defense.
Yeah, she's been really tough so far. That one's going to rattle in and out for Beckett. So nothing out of one so far, but Trinity, see if Beckett gets the second one. That one's up, and that one's good. So Beckett gets him into double figures, 18-10 right now. Cedar Cliff with their pedal to the metal so far, and Trinity's trying to counterpunch here for the moment and find some kind of rhythm against this tough Cedar Cliff defense.
Yeah, they're pushing the ball and they're rotating players in there. This is going to get a little tired on defense.
Look at that. What a great roll. That was a set piece right there as cashing in is Karcher off the great pass from Sam Riley, the left-hander.
Just not as much room for error for Trinity, either on defense or offense.
Trying to get it inside. Nice dump here. Up goes Roman. She gets blocked away. And again, those hands ever present. 3-on-1 break. You're going to get an easy layup right here, or are you? Back up it goes. That's not going to go either. Off the hands of Trinity. Back out and reset now by Sydney Wyatt. Another miss. Another offensive rebound. Another hard move, and that is going to be good, and the foul is going to be called against Sammy McCullough. Big time move there inside as Karcher went right up through the contact and scored.
Rebound, 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 don't they? Just tenacious.
Christy Britton calling timeout for Trinity. Will take one as well. 4:36 to go in the second quarter. 12-point lead for Cedar Cliff. It's all here on High School Sports Live TV.
At Capital Blue Cross, there are more yeses and fewer nos. Protecting your health and making it easier so you can spend time on what makes you smile. Helping our communities, your families, your businesses, big and small. We have you covered, going the extra mile. It's what we do. Capital Blue Cross, going the extra mile for you.
And welcome back to Milton Hershey High School. Advanced Hoops is offering a spring triple threat for kids 5 years old to high school level. A great alternative to AAU. A special middle school boys spring league for 8th and 9th grade boys will be held. To find out more, go to www.advancedhoops.com. Jeff, some more numbers to look at here.
Well, rebounding, and Coach Flannery alluded to it. Cedar Cliff has 11, 5 offensive rebounds, and Trinity has 3.
By the way, fans, you can go to www.hsslivetv.com. And don't forget, coming up at halftime, Jack Giambalvo halftime report. Our AT&T and Capital Blue Cross halftime stats at the line to finish off a three-point play as Karcher can't get it here. But another foul is going to be called underneath.
Samantha Riley.
So Riley gets hit for the foul. And for Riley, that'll be her first foul. It'll be the team's second. So 3 team fouls for Trinity, 2 so far. Now you're asking your big to handle the basketball right here. And Adriana Streisig does a nice job of getting it across the half court into the hands of Torchia. Motion offense here. A little bit more passing than dribbling now.
Yep.
I think that's what Christy Britt was talking about. We're dribbling the ball. We're not really getting much out of it.
A little curl that they're running. They're just not running it tight enough.
You have to do some back doors off this, too, as high as Cedar Cliff plays. And the ball's going to go over to Cedar Cliff with a jump ball. You just cannot stop against this team. They are going to be on you.
No, we mentioned that right matchup early with Roman and Ferraro, and a number of coaches in this league said that's one that they would like to see. And so far, though, Cedar Cliff's defense as a team, they're just smothering them.
Cedar Cliff. Keep sneaking in that Lebanon league there, Coach.
I apologize,
That's
Cedar
okay.
Cliff.
That's okay. We all do it. Hey, looking inside to Jones, and that's batted away. Trinity on their ends playing some great defense as well.
Yeah. Well, they sure compete. These are proud programs.
They really are. And a rivalry of sorts, as they're about, what, 2 miles apart, Jeff?
Oh, this is a backdoor rivalry for sure.
Tonight it's a front door rivalry, trying to get a Mid-Penn championship as it's dumped underneath, and a good job of finding Mandy Roman, who has been dominant so far. She's got 9 points for this club. Good job with the other end getting back in transition for Trinity.
Guys, how about the physicality to this game? This is tremendous sitting here at courtside. These gals are really after each other.
And the officials doing a good job of letting them play, which you'll love to see. There's a double screen, off the back double screen, just missed an easy layup. Nice set piece there on the inbound play. There's another 3 look. That one will not go off the hands of Wyatt. And that's going to go the other end on another jump ball. This one belongs to the Shamrocks.
The other impressive thing with both teams is they play through everything. Whether it's whether it's an offensive rebound or pressure, they just keep playing. That's again signs of good basketball teams.
Beckett again breaking the press here. She's going to cross half court. She says, "I'm going to go the whole way," and you're going to get a foul called down the court, as that's not something you normally want to have. As Beckett tried to do it, but Karcher is going to pick up the foul, and that's going to be her second. It'll be the team third, 3 both ways now, as Karcher checks out, and in for her will be Megan Schrader, the 6-foot senior. There it is to Beckett. Kind of a delayed pick and roll there for the moment. There's a nice look. Will not go. Fighting over there is Streisig. Streisig winning the battle. Streisig back up strong. Streisig picks up the foul off of Schrader, who just got into the game. So Schrader with a foul. It'll be the 4th team foul, and all of a sudden Trinity trying to get a little something going here, Jeff Thompson.
Well, Adriana Streisig is their leading scorer, and this is their first really look at the basket, which is a good sign for T-High.
Streisig averages 11.6 points a game.
They said if you can rebound, we can rebound. She went after it, went and got it.
Streisig, a 71% free throw shooter on the season, but misses the first one here. She'll get one more. And Streisig's second one is up and good. And of course, one of the assistant coaches over there is Lauren Trumpy, who goes at about 6'5". She would have played this season, but she got hurt just before in volleyball. Had to sit out the volleyball season. They went to the state championship anyway. And here she is being an assistant coach over there.
And she's going to Northwestern next year.
Where my daughter went to. Oh, nice job getting inside up. Another missed inside shot. Rebound, jump ball, stays with Cedar Cliff. Northwestern, a great school. She'll go there and play basketball in the Big Ten, so how's that? She, talk about a girl, you didn't get a chance to see her, Pat, but Trumpy knew her way around the low post probably as well as anybody you've seen.
Yeah.
There's Olivia Jones, who has not scored too much. We saw her early. She has 5 points and has been kind of cold since the first quarter in the opening 3 minutes.
Been so impressed.
Beckett misses. Tough shot there. Now you get the run on the other end, and you're going to get an easy layup here. A great job getting back up by the person who's been the player of the game so far for Trinity. It's been Mandy Roman, excuse me.
She's been everywhere. They can't afford to get her off the floor.
So inbounding the ball here will be Sydney Wyant to Jones. Jones with that pick. There's Jones trying to find something open. There's a screen. Pass and screen on the ball is what Cedar Cliff likes to live off of.
Really attack the basket. There's nothing soft here about their offense. Trinity's playing it hard, running through their screens.
Trinity's doing, good fake there. What a fake, but another rebound by Beckett. And takeaway by Jones for the moment. Going to get a foul, I think, called right here. It's going to be against Torchia. For Torchia, it'll be her first, team 4th. Love the fake that time as Sam Riley, who's a left-hander coming to her right side, gave the little head and shoulder fake. Looks like she's running the option there in football, and then went right in like the quarterback does for the layup. Timeout on the floor for Scott Wyatt. 1:46 to go to half. 22-13. Cedar Cliff leads it on High School Sports Live TV on ABC 27.3.
Today's Advanced Hoops tip will feature Duke McCamey, our post-training expert.
The miking drill is a foundational drill that I teach all young players that sign up for my class. This drill teaches players to finish around the basket while using proper footwork. It's important for players to use the right hand on the right side and the left hand on the left side. I teach players to shuffle their feet and get low while exploding into the layup. Squaring feet and squaring shoulder is the key to consistency and timing around the basket. The miking drill is a foundational drill for every young player to learn in my class.
And fans, you can go to hsslivetv.com to check us out. And we get back here. 1:46 to go in the first half, and we have the Jack T and Balbo halftime report coming up after this. Another little set piece of the inbounds play. Nice job by Trinity cutting it off, Pat.
Yeah. Well, again, just schooled sideline out of bounds underneath. They absolutely know what they're doing, and there's a reason they're undefeated.
Here's Jones. Good look from Jones off the back of the iron. Roman has her hands on it, can't hang on. Finally picked up by Wyatt. Back out it comes to Jones, swings it far side. 1:25 to go here in the first half.
How do you keep them off the boards, guys? They just go after it as a five-team effort.
There's 2 screens that time for Wyatt.
It's not even the shot they take, it's the follow-up. It's the offensive rebounds.
Well, they're getting good shots.
Back to Wyatt it comes. They're just so disciplined. Will not take a good job. They're looking to try to post up Jones right now. And Trinity's been equal to the task here in the defense in this possession, meeting every challenge they have. There's Jones finally going up, and it has tipped away again. Trinity has some quick hands as well. 3 people on the ball, finally through the legs. How about that one? Back it comes at Trinity. There's Wyatt wide open, misses it. Ball goes out of bounds with 32.7 seconds to go here in the half.
Well, I know they're playing hard, but they were just look like a rugby game out there. Through the legs and start to scrum.
Yeah, I like the fact she said we talked a little football. She did a little hike there to get the ball through. Unfortunately, they couldn't hit the shot, and Trinity has the basketball if you're a Cedar Cliff fan.
Triple team.
Here's Roman with 30 seconds to go in the first half.
Somebody need to get her a glass of water when she gets to halftime. She has been everywhere, and she's hounded.
She and Beckett. Beckett's been all over the board so far. Trinity's running some nice stuff, weak side screening right now. They've gone more to the passing. I think it's a little bit more effective than all the dribbling they were doing.
Ooh.
And there's a foul out front you do not want to see, and Olivia Jones is going to be whistled for it. She'll get her first, team 5th. So not to 7 yet. Ball will be brought in near side. 12 seconds to go here in the first half. 22-13, Cedar Cliff leads it. Here's Beckett. Roman's going to handle the basketball here down to 9 seconds. You got to move. Torchia's got it, 6 seconds. Too late. Torchia's trying to find a way, and it's not going to happen. You got a jump ball, and the ball will stay with Trinity, so you need some kind of little inbounds play, maybe a throw up there for Beckett. Let's see what Coach Britton has in mind. They're trying to get right here from McAuliffe. McAuliffe just lets it fly, not going to go. We head to the half. It's 22-13 here at the half of the Mid-Penn Girls Championship game. Cedar Cliff leads it. We're going to take a break. We'll have an interview with Dr. Kish from OSS Health, and then our Jack T and Balbo halftime report, all live here on High School Sports Live TV on ABC 27.3.
I'm here with Dr. Alexander Kish from OSS Health. We're here talking today about sports-related injuries as it comes to winter sports, wrestling, basketball. We're going to also get into a little bit of the personal background and how it relates to his quality care for student athletes at OSS Health. Dr. Kish has seen a lot of athletes in his office and their families. Dr. Kish, that must give you a lot of joy to be able to help athletes. I'm sure you were on the injured list before. Talk about that.
Yeah, I think it's amazing actually. So getting kids to get back to sports, which is something they love, I get a lot of joy out of that. So I try to get students back to sports as soon as they can, but with safe parameters around that as well.
Being a coach and a parent myself, knowing when to tell a kid to return to play after an injury is always tough, because we want to help them get back on the field, but we don't want to do it in a way where it makes the injury worse or it compounds it. Talk about return to play protocol. What are some of your recommendations there?
So it depends on the injury and if a patient has to have surgery. So if they have surgery, I have pretty strict guidelines. If it's a broken bone, you have to be out for about 6 weeks or so, and then we start some physical therapy to get you moving again, because the biggest thing is to be safe. If you have a sprain, that usually gets you back to sports earlier.
What's your most common wrestling injury? I'm really curious about that.
Wrestling, for me, I see a lot of elbow dislocations, broken elbow bones, and also torn ligaments about the elbow.
Talk about the common injuries you're seeing in boys and girls high school basketball players.
Yeah, so for high school basketball, we definitely see more kids with sprained fingers or broken fingers. So handling the ball a lot, getting some hard passes, or going up for a rebound. Definitely jammed, sprained fingers are the most common thing I see in basketball players.
What could coaches do to possibly help avoid some of these common injuries? What can they do with their athletes, and what are some recommendations you might have?
I think warming up is very important. Stretching not only the hands but the shoulders and the elbows is very important. Cardiovascular health is important, so sprints and running beforehand. Also focusing on the lower extremity and stretching out the legs is very important.
OSS Health is in the community. You have doctors on the sidelines. How important is it to have that presence for the student athletes?
I think it's very important. So sometimes for these students, this is actually the first time they're getting hurt. So being able to meet their orthopedic surgeon on the sideline as something bad can be going on, I think is tremendous.
If you're in need of high quality orthopedic care, go to osshealth.com.
At Capital Blue Cross, there are more yeses and fewer nos. Protecting your health and making it easier so you can spend time on what makes you smile. Helping our communities, your families, your businesses, big and small. We have you covered, going the extra mile. It's what we do. Capital Blue Cross, going the extra mile for you.
If you're looking for a quality used vehicle at a great price,
Hoffman has it.
Hoffman Ford has the best pre-owned inventory, not to mention the best hometown buying experience in all of Harrisburg. With our market-driven pricing, you can be sure you're always getting the best deal. Plus, we'll give you top dollar for your trade. And you know who's got Harrisburg's best deals?
Hoffman has it.
Hoffman Ford, Colonial Park.
Hoffman Ford, just what you're looking for. Hoffman has it.
Groff Tractor is your full-line equipment dealer representing Case Construction and many other leading brands, serving the total sales, rentals, parts, and service needs of its customers. Groff Tractor, featuring Case Construction, paves the way for your project from start to finish. With 6 locations, Groff Tractor is always nearby your equipment needs. Groff Tractor also offers scheduled maintenance along with 24/7 emergency service. Groff Tractor is your #1 source for everything under construction.
Erie Insurance says here's to the grown-ups who move, mortgage, mow, and still bust a move. But does your home insurance still fit? Erie helps you protect the home you've grown into, all at fair prices that are often less than the other guys. So how do you find the right coverage? Magic. Nope. Local independent agents who get to know you like this.
Your local Erie agent is Capital Region Insurance Agency, 717-731-1142.
Erie Insurance. We wake up with the sun. We live in a place we're proud to call home. For us, it's knowing that those we help are neighbors, friends, family. As the leader in providing the best orthopedic care for our community, we come together to do our part.
Do you want to answer that?
Nah, I'd never with a kid in the car.
It's okay. I'm not here. I'm there.
The Jack Giambavo family of dealerships. 9 great franchises in 4 locations. Buick GMC, Hyundai, Mazda, Stadler Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram, Genesis of York, and Giambavo Hyundai of Hanover. The Giambavo family dealerships. Over 30 million in new and pre-owned inventory. With a reputation for quality service after the sale. Giambavo is proud to serve your community. Find out why. The Jack Giambavo family of dealerships. 4 great locations. Online at giambavo.com.
And welcome back to our Jack Giambavo halftime report here at Milton Hershey High School. And thanks to Mark Zorby tonight, by the way, the basketball coach here, who's done so much and kind of handling all the administrative stuff here this evening. He's done a great job, and it's a wonderful venue to play this in. 22-13 here at the half of the Mid-Penn Girls Championship game. Gary Sutton with you, Pat Flannery, and Jeff Thompson. And, you know, guys, the first half was really interesting. Really let them play, did the referees, and I thought it was a good physical half. It was clean, but both teams putting defense on display, and offense was at a minimum, Pat.
Yeah, it really was, and the name of the game was go get the basketball on every possession, whether it was trying to make entries or getting it off the board. And I thought both teams did a great job. Cedar Cliff made a few more baskets, and that's what the difference is right now. It's easy right now looking at this game.
You can see how Cedar Cliff is undefeated for the season. I mean, they forced a lot of turnovers, Jeff. But I'll tell you what, Trinity did a great job defensively as well in the first half.
Trinity did a fine job on the defensive end, especially on Olivia Jones. But the difference in the game is Cedar Cliff rebounds, and they turn the ball over a little bit more. And as a result, Cedar Cliff got about 11 more shots.
Pat, one of the things you talked about is Cedar Cliff does not take bad shots. I mean, they run their offense to death. They have those screens on either side, and they just run it side to side and beat you up a little bit. You're getting hit with 4 and 5 picks every time down the floor. That's got to wear you down in the long run.
Well, absolutely. And I'm fascinated watching this Cedar Cliff team warm up. I was at the beginning of the game. I am at halftime. They don't shoot the ball outside of 12 feet even when they warm up, where most teams, you got 22 kids out there at 3 feet. I could watch this team all night long. They just play within 12 feet right here, and they go get it.
I think they only got 43 threes for the whole season long. On the other side, Trinity was doing a lot of dribbling. They got into a lot of turnovers with that, Jeff. And yet they started to go to more of a motion offense there at the end of the half. It seemed to be working to get them into a rhythm, but they weren't getting any back doors off that to try to get to the basket. They're going to have to do something in that way in the second half.
They were running a flex-type offense, and they seemed to be able to handle the ball a little bit better towards the end of the half. But you're right. Unless they had a backdoor cut, they had nothing, because if they tried to go to the hole, they were suffocated every time.
Let's go to our AT&T first half highlights here and see what we saw in the first half. It was a rugged one. Both teams out here playing great defense. That's how you get the championships. Defense travels well. It's traveled well here to Milton Hershey tonight. Let's take a look, guys. Talk us through it.
That's OJ.
Muscled her way in there.
Yeah, Olivia Jones.
And that's the coach's daughter, Sydney Wyant.
Great stroke.
There's your pickoff there by a girl. Played great first half. Mandy Roman going in for the layup off the steal. That's the first 2 points of the game for the Trinity Shamrocks.
Going to have to get some easy baskets. There's Ferraro taking the ball to the bucket. You know, a little lefty, too. She's a little unorthodox. You got a lefty there. They're playing her to the right side.
There's Roman again, stopping this time and shooting one of the few shots that was uncontested the first half.
Yeah, they're going to have to create some turnovers.
Jones shows you how to hit it downtown, too. She has inside and outside ability.
That's a very nice touch.
And confident, right? Confident in everything that she does.
Did you say ninth grader?
Yeah, ninth grader.
Here comes Ferraro again. Ferraro with a nice move with the left hand, getting it in. Easy layup there off the run.
She likes that contact.
And then a little run at the end of the quarter by Cravener. She kind of knocked it down to end the first quarter. And we take a look at our Capital Blue Cross halftime stats. And guys, take a look at this. The numbers on 2 points, not too good for Trinity so far, but a lot of possessions wasted there. Rebounding department, you can take a look at the Colts, 15-9 there, but turnovers 12-9. It got a little closer there in the second quarter, Pat.
Yeah, and those statistics tell it all. I mean, a lot of times they don't tell it, but there they do. The rebounding and the turnovers.
How about 3 out of 5 for a team that doesn't shoot the three that much? They're shooting it right now at 60%. That's not too bad for Cedar Cliff to supplement that great defense. That's your Jack Giambalvo halftime report. We're ready to start the third quarter, and here we go. Cedar Cliff has the basketball in the lead, 22-13.
Well, the other thing, 3 out of 5, Gary, you mentioned that Trinity has to take away those boards. They're going to have some looks from the perimeter. But that's not their game.
Let's see the adjustment. There's that screen, and there's Jones right off the screen, missing an easy layup right back up. It comes off the miss, and bouncing it back home is Ryan Karcher with a stick back. 6 points for Karcher, and up to a 11-point lead here for the Colts. Let's see if Trinity stays with that passing game. Well, here they, right away, not a good sign for them. They have a turnover, an unforced one in that particular case. Gary Sutton, Pat Flannery, Jeff Thompson with you, our whole Invicta crew. Jim Gallagher tonight on the stats down here. Nice set piece here again over the top.
Got to see some Trinity personnel step up here and show they can score.
Jones getting double teamed well.
Well,
there's Roman again all over it. Beckett has it knocked away going back. Jones gets it. Karcher, good head and shoulders fake. Good block by Streisig. Streisig on top of it. Taken away again by Jones. Just taking it away. And Streisig's going to get called for the foul as Jones just took the ball away from him.
You just can't quit on anything. That ball was taken 2-3 times. You can't quit. You got to be strong with the basketball.
Yeah, I'd like to mention Scott Wyand played for Pat Dieter, and that last set was a Pat Dieter set.
Wow, yeah. Pat Dieter.
Pat was one of those guys that played hard. He beat me in a game 1 year, and I still have never looked at the tape. I got to be honest with you. Good friend over the years, Pat Dieter, and a guy we missed greatly.
Great days, great camp days.
Pat Dieter had almost as many stories as Jeff Thompson. That was hard to match. Second shot up here, both shots good by Jones, and she's now got 7 points in the game. And I saw Watson talking to her coming out to start second half, and it was like, we need to get you involved a lot more here. And you can see them going to her a lot here.
So everything was geared to stop her at the beginning. You just have to be patient and keep playing your game, and that's what she's done.
Really going back in that dribbling offense, it's really not getting them anywhere right now. You really felt like they were in that passing mode. At least they had a chance.
Yeah, dribble screens is not going to get them.
How about that little move? Nice job of turning around and facing up by Natalie Freed and getting it home. She's got 5 points in the game.
She had a good move earlier. Maybe I have to go in there a little bit more.
Karcher, good move, doesn't quite get squared. Tipped away, it's going to be, I believe, off Cedar Cliff out of bounds. It'll belong to Trinity. Back into the game, here comes Roman. Very quick break. She'll check in for Torchia. And it's interesting, they went back to kind of dribbling the ball here in the second half in their offense, where it looked like they were kind of committed to the passing game at the end of the first half, Pat.
Yeah, and very much could be Cedar Cliff taking away the passing lanes, but at some point they're going to have to go north and south.
There's Roman handling the basketball now and place to Torchia. Can't pick it up, though, and not know where you're going in this game. Good pass underneath is Beckett. Beckett way too far underneath. Beckett gets her own rebound. Beckett's going to get fouled from behind by Karcher, and that's going to be Karcher's third in the game. So Beckett heads back to the line.
Yeah, and Karcher's a real key. Another one of those aggressive kids that just has a nose for the basketball.
Beckett, a 65% free throw shooter on the season. So far tonight, just with 1 point in the game. And make it 2 here. She knocks down her first to start the second half. Back to a 10-point lead. Right now, if you're Trinity, you try to keep within hailing distance and try to fight your way to the fourth quarter. If you've ever watched Trinity play, there's no quit in this team ever. Talk about tradition, here it is.
Yep.
Back to a 9-point lead now, 26-17 with 6 to go here in the third quarter, the girls' Mid-Penn Championship game.
Starting to switch a little bit more.
There's that screen on the ball again, and right down the lane, and a good block by McAuliffe. Back they come now.
They run right to Roman, everything. They are denying. That was created by defense on the Roman.
Ashley Keefe has to take it away again. Again, I don't know that you can dribble the ball a lot against this team.
Yeah.
There's the post up by Jones again. Jones used that size, and again, missing. Jones back up, miss it again, but finally knocks it home. And Olivia Jones, and they're really looking to her here in the second half, has 9 points.
Looks like, go ahead.
She's a force inside. It reminds me of Adrian Dantley. Sorry about that reference, but you guys have to YouTube.
So out it comes to Keefe. There's a 3 look. Not going to go, and taken down again by Jones, who seems to be everywhere. And a great outlet pass here. And it's going to be quick transition back. The foul will be marked up on Natalie Freed. That'll be her first, team first of the second half, as heading to the line will be Sam Riley. Sam Riley, a 63% shooter on the year from the free throw stripe.
What ends up happening, too, as it goes along is when you do get a look like Trinity did there, you're just not used to getting it, so you start to rush a little bit, and they're starting to rush a little bit with some of it, but a lot of it has to do with the pressure defense.
Riley misses her first shot. Keefe will check out of the game, and in for her will be KK Stair for the first time tonight. So second shot coming from Riley, and Riley knocks it down. So Riley with her first point of the evening. Back to an 11-point lead now for the Colts.
Set a screen for this young lady. Come up and set a screen for her, somebody.
Colts, the #1 ranked team in District 3 in 6A. For Trinity, the #2 ranked team in 3A. There's Beckett. Good
nice
good crossover. Boy, Beckett with a beautiful crossover that time, in for 2. She's got 5.
You got that corner fake, dribble drive. But it wasn't off the dribble out front. Went to the wing, which is a good sign for Trinity.
Trinity #2, only behind Brandywine Heights in that girls' AAA. They'll head into the playoffs. Both these teams will after this. They start next week in districts. There's that screen on the ball again, and always looking to penetrate with the dribble. Good swing outside, missed. That one off the hands of Wyant. And here comes Trinity. And, you know, tough to pass it to a girl that's not used to maybe handling the open floor like that is McAuliffe trying to get it. Just a little bit of happy feet that time.
Well, I mentioned somebody from Trinity got a show, and you got to start seeing a presence. And Beckett's starting to show a little bit. She's starting to get comfortable on the board. She can be a real force. They need a little bit more of that. Oh, offensive.
Sampson and Schrader back into the game now. Jeff?
Boy, Taylor Ferraro.
16 turnovers now in the basketball game so far for Trinity.
You can credit Cedar Cliff's defense for a lot of those turnovers.
Absolutely. Yeah, this is a game where if you're playing against Cedar Cliff, you've ever had a lot of counters, backdoors, and all kinds of things. Fades, good shooting technique, good shooting percentage.
And be strong with the basketball. That's the key to pressure.
Yeah, you're going to have to score through a lot of contact.
Drag.
Hands
nice
on the ball all the time. Reminds you of an NFL team that's always going after the ball. That's just the strip in the NFL now is the big thing. Good turnaround again, but again blocked away. You have to shoot up through that contact. Natalie Freed. Here comes Jones.
Nice box out by Sanson.
Jones to Ferraro. Now they'll start that pass and go screen. Looking to post up right now with number 22 Schrader. And it's going to be lost out of bounds from Cedar Cliff. Goes back over to the Shamrocks. Down by 10. Kind of hanging around right now with 3:21 to go.
Yeah. Well, as we said, good teams with kind of tradition, they're not going anywhere.
Here's the Heat. Beckett's going to bring it up. Not a bad idea to have Beckett bring it up because you've got Megan Schrader staying back every time. Quickly out though, Ferraro's got it. Against Roman, and Ferraro misses it. Roman's going to get called for the foul. Not a bad foul there for Roman. It's only her first, but she stops the easy layup.
Yeah, like you said, reversing. The big guys are big gals are driving and kicking out. It doesn't hurt to change.
And when Cedar Cliff runs their offense and Taylor Ferraro gets the ball, she is relentless going to the basket with her left.
Yeah, she's not stopping.
Ferraro only a 59% free throw shooter for the season as Roman steps out and Torchia back in. First shot up, no good by Ferraro. She's got 4 points in the game tonight. We'll try to make it 5 on this shot. Ferraro's second shot is up and rattles that one home. And back it goes to an 11-point lead.
See if they get something going long. Everything they've entered is below the foul line. Got to be able to beat some pressure.
30-19 with 3:01 to go here in the third quarter. There's Beckett. Beckett kicks it out. You got a 3 look. Can you knock it down? Oh, yes, you can. And a beautiful kick out to Natalie Freed. That's her second 3 of the night. She's got 8 points in the game.
Knew where each other was going to be on that big to big.
You like Beckett right now, kind of handling the basketball from the top there because her big girl is staying back on her a little bit. She's the one girl that's not getting a ton of pressure. There's Jones.
Last time she dribbled up, there we go. Last time she dribbled up.
And another foul called here in the backcourt, and all of a sudden you feel momentum kind of slowly turning to the white and green.
Well, Beckett the last time up, gang, she threw the ball, and it was a turnover. She threw to someone. I think she said to her, you know what, I'm going to take it myself. She didn't need to make that pass.
That foul called, the second foul on Schrader. It'll be the third team foul, so 3 either way here in the second half. 2:26 to go in the third quarter. Beckett posted up low for the moment here. They're trying to get an angle to her.
A little different look with Roman and Ferraro off the floor, isn't it?
Boy, nice job of creating a good passing angle that time by Torchia to Beckett, and then you get a walk in the backcourt against Jones, and so the ball will go back over to the Shamrocks.
There's a breath of life left in Trinity, and they're getting the ball inside to Beckett, and they look really good doing that.
Cedar Cliff in this quarter, only 2 out of 12 here, so their numbers have dropped significantly, and give a lot of credit to the Trinity defense on that.
They just gave it back to Cedar Cliff, what they've been doing to them.
How about McAuliffe missing the shot there? Rebound. Riley. And the foul in the backcourt here is going to be marked up, I believe, against KK Stair.
Freshman.
So Stair picks up her first foul. Team 4th against Trinity. Cedar Cliff with the basketball. 2 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Gary Sutton with you, Pat Flannery, Jeff Thompson, Jim Gallagher here, our statistician tonight, doing a great job as always. By the way, you can check us out at HSSLiveTV.com. Inside it goes. Nice job of getting in there, and again, missed just by Sampson. There's Jones switching the left hand. Batted around. Jones again. Jones finally gets it up and in. Jones with a good stick back here. Hard points to come by. Timeout for Scott Wyant, and Cedar Cliff will take one as well. 32-22. Cedar Cliff leads it. This is High School Sports Live TV.
If you're looking for a quality used vehicle at a great price,
Hoffman has it.
Hoffman Ford has the best pre-owned inventory, not to mention the best hometown buying experience in all of Harrisburg. With our market-driven pricing, you can be sure you're always getting the best deal. Plus, we'll give you top dollar for your trade. And you know who's got Harrisburg's best deals?
Hoffman has it.
Hoffman Ford, Colonial Park.
Hoffman Ford, just what you're looking for. Hoffman has it.
Team PA AAU tryouts are coming this spring. Keep an eye out at teampahoops.com. And Advanced Hoops is offering a spring triple threat for kids 5 years old to high school level, a great alternative to AAU. Go to advancedhoops.com. And coming up at the end of the game is the Capital Blue Cross post game and the Hoffman Ford Player of the Game awards as we get back into play right here. Trinity, just look at the attack here. Got a jump ball. Ball will go over to Cedar Cliff. And I think the other officials coming over and saying, no, it's a foul. Scarangella had the jump ball, and the other official,
Willie,
came over and said, I got a foul.
And Willie's been doing it for a long time.
Very seldom see one official overrule another one like that as Trinity trying to get the ball in bounds. I mean, it's suffocating defense right now. Here's Torcha, and she's going to walk with it. Yep, had 2 steps before she ever put it on the floor. Just going a little too fast, and that's what this defense does. Full court pad, it makes you play fast when you want to play.
Pace, pace, pace. It's like a pressure cooker. It just keeps going. It just keeps building up, and you overcompensate. Rush.
Here's Olivia Jones with a basketball. They're looking to clear some space for her, it looks like. Look at that defense again, though. Coming up nicely is Natalie Freed with a tip. Torcha caught in the backcourt again.
It's a little koozie action, right?
I said Torcha, meant Mandy Roman. Underneath it goes. Blocked out of there. What a great block by Catherine Sampson. Then a long look from Torcha. Not going to go. Rebound to Ferraro. Ahead it goes. And another great play coming back defensively in transition by Torcha.
Great pass and then a great defense.
Nothing's given, is it? Nothing's for free this evening.
You talk so much about offensive transition. How about defensive transition like this? Look at this. Torcha saving it, just tipping it away at the end off the hands of Ferraro. Looking to pass it inbounds now is Jones to Sampson. Now Ferraro, there's a screen. Sampson. You do a lot of that. 2 screens. They're not a double screen. There's a screen, then screen again.
Yeah.
And they're just looking to turn the corner on it all the time. Here's Jones. There's 1, there's 2 screens again.
For anybody looking at this, gang, this is a young team, too. There's maybe 1 senior on this ball club. Somebody's going to see them for a while.
Trinity doing a nice job staying tight to the block here and helping out on those drives, though, because a lot of those drives come in the middle where you don't get a lot of help side as the foul's going to be called on Torcha. That'll be her second. Be the team 6 now against Trinity. 10-point lead, 26.5 seconds to go here in the third quarter. Cedar Cliff in front.
Trinity doesn't want to let them run this out. They're trying to make something happen, go under 10.
Down to 20 seconds now. And they're going to wait and let Jones try to create again, I think. What they've been doing is having a screen on the wing and then having to clear out and let Jones go one-on-one off the wing if they can. Down to 8 seconds. Here goes Jones. Hard move to the basket. Jones putting it up. That's not going to go. Rebound again. Throwing it outside very quickly to Roman. Roman lets it go at the end of the buzzer, and it is not going to go. We head to the fourth. A 10-point lead for Cedar Cliff, 32-22. It's the Mid-Penn Girls Championship game on High School Sports Live TV on ABC 27.3.
So a while back, I thought to myself, I'm never going to own a home. I'm going to have to rent forever. I didn't have money for a down payment. I had no credit history, and I just got out of a divorce. But PHFA showed me that home ownership is possible. They offer me a low-interest mortgage and a way to manage the closing cost. To me, this is more than just my home. It's a huge accomplishment and a new chapter in my life, thanks to PHFA.
The Jack Giambavo family of dealerships. 9 great franchises in 4 locations. Buick GMC, Hyundai, Mazda, Stadler Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram, Genesis of York, and Giambavo Hyundai of Hanover. The Giambavo family dealerships. Over 30 million in new and pre-owned inventory. With a reputation for quality service after the sale. Giambavo is proud to serve your community. Find out why. The Jack Giambavo family of dealerships. 4 great locations. Online at Giambavo.com.
We head to the fourth quarter. 8 minutes to go to a championship here on High School Sports Live TV. Trinity with the basketball. They're down by 10.
They've gone full out with Beckett in the backcourt now.
I like that move. There's Streisig, who's not had a real open shot all night long. Hustling coming out of there again with the basketball is going to be Sam Riley. Sam Riley with quick hands. She's one of those girls, you don't see her show up in the big stat pile, but I'll tell you what, she's doing the blue collar work all night long.
They all have their roles.
That's going to be the second foul now called against Streisig. That'll be the team 6th now against Trinity. We had said before 6, it's now 6. Now you're spreading it out a little bit if you're Cedar Cliff. First time we haven't seen a screen of the ball tonight. Little opposite screen right now, more of a motion type opposite. There's the screen of the ball again. Archer. Ferraro trying to create, taken away by Trinity again. Streisig in the backcourt with it. And Streisig is going to get fouled. We'll see if it's on Ferraro. Nope. Looks like it's going to be on Riley.
Yeah.
And for Riley, that'll be foul number 2. Team foul number 5 against Cedar Cliff. What were the stats here in the third quarter, Jeff?
Well, Cedar Cliff had hoisted 17 shots up, only made 3. Trinity made 3 out of 12. The big difference right now is the rebounding. Cedar Cliff 12-4 in that quarter rebounding.
Where there's a huge shot again, and again it's going to be Freed with her third 3 of the night. We ought to call her Freed, not Freed. She's got 11 points in the game. 9 of them via the tray. Back to 7 points it comes. We got a basketball game.
And she keeps moving out. She keeps getting deeper and deeper, and I love the smile on her face.
How about her counterpart? Number 11 on the other side. Wyatt says, I can do it too. She's got 3 threes tonight. Wyatt now with 10 points in the basketball game. Number 11 is lucky here so far. That's the lucky number. Here comes Jones. 2-on-1. Makes McAuliffe contribute right there to defense. And on the other side, very quickly for 2. And a timeout on the floor. 6:34 to go. Back to a 12-point lead as Cedar Cliff answers the bell on High School Sports Live TV.
The Jack Giambavo family of dealerships. 9 great franchises in 4 locations. Buick GMC, Hyundai, Mazda, Stadler Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram, Genesis of York, and Giambavo Hyundai of Hanover. The Giambavo family dealerships. Over 30 million in new and pre-owned inventory. With a reputation for quality service after the sale. Giambavo is proud to serve your community. Find out why. The Jack Giambavo family of dealerships. 4 great locations. Online at Giambavo.com.
And coming up at the end of the game is the Capital Blue Cross post-game report, where we will feature the Capital Region Insurance Agency play of the game and talk about the Hoppin Ford player of the game. And there's a few nominees on the floor playing right now, Pat, as these two teams have just gotten it on all night long. Your thoughts? Yeah,
and as we talked about everything going through Olivia Jones, obviously Sydney Wyatt, big buckets. She's hit some really big ones, and every time that Trinity hits a big one, they come back and give it right back at them, and that's demoralizing.
Natalie Freed close to 7, and then they ran off 5 more off a matching 3 on the other side by Wyatt. And then quickly Wyatt coming down again on the layup off a great pass on a 2-on-1 break from Jones. So back to a 12-point lead it goes right now.
Well, Natalie Freed looks really good from the perimeter, and she stepped up at the big moment.
Problem was that it wasn't enough. It got matched on the other side by Wyatt, and so she's going to need a few more of those here, I think, if Trinity needs to win this basketball game.
Well, normally with the high school boys and girls, there's somebody you can hide that doesn't score. And these teams all have kids that can score.
And there is Freed coming right down off a good weak side screen, a good pass from Beckett, and she'll get fouled on the play, and she'll go to the line for 2.
Certainly a set look by Coach Britton coming out of that start this quarter.
Freed on the season a 66% free throw shooter, and tonight 100.
That's the third foul on Riley. Team 6, so 6-6 both ways. It'll be the bonus next time. And Freed having a heck of a night here so far. That's 13 points in the game for Natalie Freed. Back it comes on the other end, and the foul's going to be called against McAuliffe.
There's a great sign for Cedar Cliff folks. No matter what the score or where they're at, they just keep attacking you. Now they're taken out of bounds. They're not looking at clock. They attack that on 3 passes and a layup.
Riley with the first shot up, no good. Riley, a 63% shooter for the season. Tonight she's 1 out of 2. She'll get a chance to make it 2 out of 3 here on this next shot. Riley second one up and makes that. She's got 2 points for the night, 2 out of 3 from the line. Back to a 10-point lead it goes.
I'm not sure even defensively if they can stop that pressure. They just stay after you. We'll see what they do being that they're up with clock. Nope.
Cedar Cliff tonight 6 out of 11 from the line, by the way. Now we're in 1-on-1, or 1-and-1 rather, as the foul is called against Cedar Cliff. And that's not the kind of foul you want to have right now.
No, it's not. And looting before that foul is they just don't, they don't back off. It's the way they play. That's why they got in here. So let's see how they adjust now that they're in the 1-and-1.
Streisig, the best free throw shooter on the team at 71%. This one up and good from Adriana Streisig, who now has 2 points tonight. She normally averages 11.6 points a game. They've done a good job on her this evening.
She's only taken 1 shot, 1-3 the entire game.
Yeah.
Second shot up, that's good. Gets it back to 8 points now. So Trinity can't quite get up to that 7-point level. Let's see if they can play some defense here and get a stop. And for Cedar Cliff, they're trying to just run that offense the way they've been doing it all night long. Great job by Torchia getting her hands in there on the overplay. Coach Flannery with almost his first assist of the season here. Pat Flannery with you.
I was out of my range.
Yeah,
I would have shot it.
Well, you normally, I was going to say, you usually shoot that. They got to get the jaws of life to get the balls out of your hands normally, don't they?
I hit that cone, though, didn't I?
Look at the backdoor. Beautiful backdoor play. This perfect basketball. An easy lay-in by Ferraro, and that's the kind of set piece you like to see. 7 points now for Ferraro in the game tonight.
Just wear you.
Beckett underneath. Beckett gets up, didn't use the backboard there, gets it back. Back up it goes. Another 2 misses there. Tough ones as Karcher gets the rebound. Well, you had a chance right there if you were Trinity with 2 point-blank shots.
Yeah, you don't get them that close against this team.
Here's Wyatt, that high post. They didn't look for the back door that time, although they had it set up for the same kind of thing. There goes Ferraro off the back screen. Just running a back screen offense right now, then down screen. Running the flex.
Looks like a lot of clock.
There it is. Their screening is just dynamite. And Jones gets the offensive rebound again. That's been the name of the game tonight. Looks like McAuliffe might get whistled for another foul, so that'll be her third. McAuliffe with a third foul at the line is Olivia Jones, the freshman. And Jones on the season, 71%. 2 out of 2 there tonight so far.
Put him in that flex grinder a little bit. Run. You want the ball back because you're down, but you have to play disciplined on defense or you're going to give up layups. So they certainly know what they want out of it.
Jones with a really nice looking stroke. That one rattles out. Put the hex on her. Need a 3, not going to go. As Torchia, second one she's had tonight, she's just not been able to find the range at all. Both those have been air balls thus far. So Lena Torchia.
Stay with it.
That's all you got to do. You've made a lot of those during the year to help your team. So 12-point lead here, 4:37 to go. Do you start playing the clock a little bit here, Coach? A little early for that.
Well, again, I think it's their personality to just keep attacking. You're not going to stop. You may be a little more patient, but they have been. They've taken good shots.
The kind of shots you're going to get right now are going to be shots where you're going to get fouled, going to the basket like that.
Yeah. Well, you have to go get the ball, so you put yourself in a spot.
Jeff, rebounding's been the name of the game here tonight.
It sure has, and our statistician has Cedar Cliff for 16 offensive rebounds, and I'll bet 12, at least a dozen, to number 44, Olivia Jones.
Yeah, she's been a force inside as Torchia heads out of the game. And back in for her will come Ashley Keefe. This young lady's played a whale of a game tonight. Taylor Ferraro, she's got hands involved in everything, and she moves well without the basketball, too.
Well, watching them tonight, she's a big heart for them. Defensively, offensively, she's a good passer. And
how about 9 points to boot?
Yeah.
So biggest lead of the night, 13 points in the game, 43-34, 18 to go in this one. Nice drive to the basket. She's been a little quiet the second half as Roman, but has 10 points now in the game.
It sure doesn't look like they're backing off, does it?
How about smart play there by Riley though, to pull it back out. Didn't take the bad shot, pulled it out, and realized the clock's her friend. Don't you like having your daughter be maybe the heart and soul of your team here? You know, be the extension of the coach on the floor.
On the floor.
There's Jones, left hand move by Jones, not going to go, but she's going to get fouled again and go back to the line. So Jones back at the line, and every time down, they are attacking, getting to the line, or getting easy buckets.
And when you never know when they're going to go, they're so hard to guard.
And you got a whistle here. Mark Starangella says, what is the whistle? Natalie Free with her second foul now. It'll be the 10th foul, so you get a double bonus here. Always felt like this makes the bad free throw shooter better. The good free throw shooter great. The great free throw shooter in another orbit. How do you feel about that, Pat?
With the 2 shots.
Yeah. Pressure's off.
Yeah, a little bit. This was a 2-point ball game it went, though.
Up it goes. And again, she has been perfect from the line, or almost perfect, rather. 5 out of 6 from the line so far tonight. Under 4 minutes to play, 45-31, the biggest lead. And again, that's just putting a stamp on it. That's the kind of defense you've seen all night long. And again, it's Ferraro with a great closeout.
Yeah, again, going back to this, guys, obviously these kids know each other and play against each other a lot.
Scott Wyan says, let's spread it out a little bit here. The clock's our friend right now. And there it is. A little wider set now. Let her go one-on-one. Either get fouled or score. And she goes in, and there's the one-on-one. Get fouled. Head her back to the line. She's the best free throw shooter on the team. You know, it's amazing at the end of the game you put the ball in the hands of your freshman, right? Who's not playing like any freshman we've seen.
No. These freshmen are 22 games in now. She's a veteran. She's seasoned. Seasoned is what we're calling it, right?
Well, if you take a look, Olivia's father's at the end of the bench. He's an assistant coach for Boiling Springs, and he's been teaching her a long time.
Yeah. Well, behind all these players, there's somebody that grabbed them at a young age and developed their skills, because there's some real talent out here on this floor.
After missing one, she's hit her last 4, and now the throwaway here by Trinity, and you kind of feel like the handwriting's on the wall right now. 16-point lead by Cedar Cliff, and they're not going to be in any hurry to score right now.
Yeah, I'd love to see people taking out of bounds to feed with a bounce pass on that. I hate when kids are running towards it and you throw that dart.
There's Jones again. They're just spreading it wide for her. Let her go one-on-one. And she's taking Beckett to the basket, then just kick it out. Once it's 1-on-2, you kick it. There's Ferraro. She goes hard. Beckett with a block. Beckett's played a solid game here tonight.
Yeah, she's been impressive. She's a young lady that can play at the next level.
Well, what I'm impressed with is a 9th grader with that kind of temperament. She's playing with older girls, and they seem to accept her because she's very unselfish. I like her attitude.
Yeah, what's the old rule? 1-on-1, you score. 1-on-2, you pass. And she's very good at understanding that simple rule of the game. Here's Ferraro again. Look at that. Anytime they feel any pressure come up, they kick out, and that's exactly what you do in a 4-quarters type offense.
Yeah.
So here's Jones now, 2:40 to go. You're pretty much done playing Trinity now. You're playing the clock. There's Jones going again.
This looks like Dean Smith in 66, 21-20.
The vice is on.
Yeah, that's hard.
Kind of old.
They're going to have to trap the ball if they're going to take it out of their hands at all, but they're such good handlers.
Yeah, and they're just isolating you right now, making 5 one-on-one games here for you.
Yeah.
And there you go, finally a foul from Keith. And that's going to be, again, double bonus, so you step in there and you've got a good chance here of adding 2. As Wyant is at the line. 52% free throw shooter is Wyant, but makes this one. Here comes Roman back into the game. Alongside of her will be Torchia. So Wyant with the score. Wyant's second shot is up. That one's no good. Dad says, hey, we're going to work on those free throws over the course of the summer. 14 of 21, and there's a nice 3. A little late here.
Yeah.
But from Beckett.
She's
Down to 14 points.
Lena is very skilled.
1:55 to go in this one. 48-34. And Cedar Cliff looking impressive here. They're putting the game away in style. Still good defense by Trinity, who will never quit. They are just that kind of program. We get a timeout on the floor. We'll take one as well. 1:43 to go in this championship for the Mid-Penn. It's 48-34. Cedar Cliff leads it on High School Sports Live TV.
So a while back, I thought to myself, I'm never going to own a home. I'm going to have to rent forever. I didn't have money for a down payment. I had no credit history, and I just got out of a divorce. But PHFA showed me that home ownership is possible. They offer me a low-interest mortgage and a way to manage the closing cost. To me, this is more than just my home. It's a huge accomplishment and a new chapter in my life, thanks to PHFA.
I like Sydney Wyant.
And welcome back to Milton Hershey as we are at 20 seconds left in this timeout right now. Don't forget, we'll have the Capital Blue Cross post-game report. We'll have Capital Blue Cross post-game analysis, our play of the game, and our player of the game. And we got a number of players on the floor tonight that are vying for that Hoffman Ford player of the game right now as you look out there. Gary Sutton, Pat Flannery, Jeff Thompson here, Jim Gallagher. Team shooting for tonight. Jeff, what's that look like?
Well, the team shooting, Trinity's doing a decent job. There's still the biggest factor is the turnovers and offensive rebounds. Trinity's had more turnovers, and Cedar Cliff made a living on the offensive board.
Archer back in the hands of Jones, and Jones now just looking to clear out, penetrate, look for the two to come play, and then kick it to the open person. That's all you do.
We had a saying in our house, guys, this is where my wife would take it home. We knew it was over.
Right.
I'd look up to Patty and say, take it home, hon. Oh.
Roman goes down. Hope she's okay. Turned an ankle. And finally the foul there by Beckett as Jones will head in. Jones with 16 points tonight. She's hit her last 4, and so far she has been 7 out of 8 from the free throw line.
Clock really makes it tough, too, for people that watch a lot of basketball. That's hard to chase kids, especially being down and have the discipline to be able to attack.
Both these teams will be heading on into district play next week as Jones continues her onslaught here tonight. 17 points now, has hit her last 5 in a row.
You don't have that finality tonight of a district game where, you know, it's over for these seniors. They're gonna have a lot of say in their district.
But even
for Trinity,
even in districts, you know you're not done if you don't win the district. As bringing it down court here very quickly is Stair. There's Torchia coming off the screen by Beckett. Torchia trying to find an open person. Does. There's Roman. Nice pass by Torchia, and Roman in for 2. Roman's had an outstanding game here tonight. She's got 12 points in this one, and a timeout on the floor. 55.8 seconds left to go in the Mid-Penn Championship game. 14-point lead for Cedar Cliff. We'll be back right after this.
Do you want to answer that?
Nah, I'd never with a kid in the car.
It's okay. I'm not here. I'm there.
And welcome back. 53 seconds to go in this one. Cedar Cliff with the basketball and a 14-point lead, comfortably leading. About to go to 24-0 and add their first Mid-Penn championship. This is the first one they've played in for a while. So the foul called out front, and that's got to be an exciting time for Scott Wyan and his charges over there at Cedar Cliff. On the other side, you're going to go 17-7 if you are Trinity. But lots of basketball to play yet, we hope, for both these teams in the postseason. They're both going to be tough outs for anybody.
Yeah, really, really impressive. You know, you look at 3 things. You look at handle, you look at shooters, and you look at heart. And these 2 teams certainly have those 3.
Down in the York Area League, the 3 6A teams all got beat in the York Area League championships, and they have a AA final coming up. Will be played over there tonight, in fact, with DeLone and Bermudian Springs, 2 outstanding clubs. So, looking at Cedar Cliff right now, they're going to be a match for any of the teams down in York County who stand at 3, 4, 5, and 6.
I like Trinity standing, too, in their division.
Yeah, they're second only to Brandywine Heights, who's 17-4, playing right now. As a shot up and no good from Parcher, or Riley rather. And new players getting in the game now. Here's McAuliffe back in. So 51-36 with 36 seconds to go. Just let's throw it back there, give him a chance to make a better pass. We've seen two bad passes tonight, one from Flannery and one from the official, and
yeah,
it's been tough.
Yeah, you're picking out my deficiencies. That's all.
Second one is up and good from Riley.
I haven't heard any strains.
You have great shooting. And you're great with kids.
Yeah.
Trinity trying to get a final look here. Torchia, 24 seconds to go. Trying to throw it inside to Roman. It's going to be a foul on the play against Ferraro. So Roman will go to the line for a one-on-one.
I think this Cedar Cliff team, I think they probably defend going to the bus. It looks like they get a hand on everything. I like to see them give the subs out at the end of the game. Who doesn't get one? Coach probably keeps one back. They are aggressive.
They really are.
In a very positive way. They are aggressive.
Well, I think there's a good chance you'll see them playing in the last game in District 3 this year. And who knows? You know, they play hard. State championships are what they are. There's a lot of good teams out there, but Cedar Cliff and a very young team as well.
Yeah.
They've got a lot of basketball to be playing. Scott Wyant's got to be licking his chops here for the playoffs, and then again next year as they're going to count it down now. And Cedar Cliff is going to walk out of here with their first girls championship, Mid-Penn championship, 52-36. And they head to the second season of play in districts with gold in their pocket. On the other side, Trinity, the silver medalist here tonight. What an outstanding year they have going so far, 17-7. Took out their biggest player to start the season. Didn't matter. Christy Britton has them back here competing in the league championship again. We're going to take a break. We're going to come right back to our Capital Blue Cross post-game report, 52-36. Cedar Cliff wins it on High School Sports Live TV. Back right after this.
If you're looking for a quality used vehicle at a great price,
Hoffman has it.
Hoffman Ford has the best pre-owned inventory, not to mention the best hometown buying experience in all of Harrisburg. With our market-driven pricing, you can be sure you're always getting the best deal. Plus, we'll give you top dollar for your trade. And you know who's got Harrisburg's best deals?
Hoffman has it.
Hoffman Ford, Colonial Park.
Hoffman Ford, just what you're looking for. Hoffman has it.
Groff Tractor is your full-line equipment dealer representing Case Construction and many other leading brands, serving the total sales, rentals, parts, and service needs of its customers. Groff Tractor, featuring Case Construction, paves the way for your project from start to finish. With 6 locations, Groff Tractor is always nearby your equipment needs. Groff Tractor also offers scheduled maintenance along with 24/7 emergency service. Groff Tractor is your #1 source for everything under construction.
At Capital Blue Cross, there are more yeses and fewer nos. Protecting your health and making it easier so you can spend time on what makes you smile. Helping our communities, your families, your businesses, big and small. We have you covered, going the extra mile. It's what we do. Capital Blue Cross, going the extra mile for you.
So a while back, I thought to myself, I'm never going to own a home. I'm going to have to rent forever. I didn't have money for a down payment. I had no credit history, and I just got out of a divorce. But PHFA showed me that home ownership is possible. They offer me a low-interest mortgage and a way to manage the closing cost. To me, this is more than just my home. It's a huge accomplishment and a new chapter in my life, thanks to PHFA.
Do you want to answer that?
Nah, I'd never with a kid in the car.
It's okay. I'm not here. I'm there.
The Jack Giambavo family of dealerships. 9 great franchises in 4 locations. Buick GMC, Hyundai, Mazda, Stadler Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram, Genesis of York, and Giambavo Hyundai of Hanover. The Giambavo family dealerships. Over 30 million in new and pre-owned inventory. With a reputation for quality service after the sale. Giambavo is proud to serve your community. Find out why. The Jack Giambavo family of dealerships. 4 great locations. Online at Giambavo.com.
And welcome back to our Capital Blue Cross post-game report. 52-36, Cedar Cliff winning their first Mid-Penn championship. And right now, Trinity being recognized as the runners-up here. Outstanding season so far. They head now to the second season district playoffs. And now we head over to the champions as Cedar Cliff is going to receive their medals from Scott Wyant. And Scott Wyant's got one proud guy right now as he's about to hang them around the necks of his players. And what an outstanding team we saw here tonight, Pat Flannery.
Yeah, we certainly did. And, you know, what's so impressive about it is watched after their post-game walking to each other. A lot of respect among these teams and these coaches.
Only about a mile apart. Here's a young lady who played a heck of a game tonight, Taylor Ferraro. Getting the appropriate applause for the game she played. And, of course, right next to her, you're going to see a little extra hug here maybe. Dad and daughter, huh? Yeah, that's fun to watch. You got Cravener right there getting hers.
Just think about the time these kids put in, whether you are on the floor or not. You have scouting. You run that, the other team stuff all the time. You might be a 9th or 10th grader.
Catherine Sansom did a great job of setting screens and rebounding all night. Her partner in crime next door there, Megan Schrader, did the same kind of thing. Both really good screeners for this club. But yeah, you're right. All the time on the floor, and boy, isn't it nice to see the fans back in here tonight, back in front of people again, no masks on. You know, this is the way you like to see it. This is high school basketball.
Beautiful facility.
And all the people who work hard and practice every day to make these kids better. Here's Karcher coming up next. Ryan Karcher had an outstanding game tonight as well.
How'd you like to play against that first team every day in practice?
Oh, and Sam Riley. Team is undefeated, 24-0 so far. What a season for Cedar Cliff. And finally, this young lady, Olivia Jones. What a game she had tonight. And a freshman. And there's Scott Wyant getting his medal. And you know, he's got to be one proud coach tonight. What a program he's built over there. He's been over there now, I think, for like, I forget, what, 6-7 years?
I'm gonna get Olivia to smile before the night's over.
And we're going to see them get, I believe, the trophy here in just a moment. And there they are, the gold medal winners here tonight with the championship. Cedar Cliff, 24-0 as they head now into the next season. There's a #1 ranked team in District 3. Trinity will win, and that's a 6A. Trinity will win as the #2 ranked team in District 3, 3A. So an outstanding job here tonight by both these clubs. And welcome back to our Capital Blue Cross post-game analysis. Guys, outstanding game here tonight. Trinity showed a lot of moxie, but I'll tell you what, Cedar Cliff, really tough getting inside, and they just beat them up inside and matched with some pretty good threes as well, Jeff Thompson.
Well, I think that was the key to the game, and we've harped on it all evening. 31-14, they out-rebounded Trinity, and 17-3, they out-rebounded them on the offensive boards. And a lot of that was a credit to a 9th grader, Olivia Jones. She's very unassuming.
Big numbers tonight. What did you like about this Cedar Cliff team, Pat? I mean, they did a lot of things really well. You can see why they're undefeated.
Well, what you can do is you can tell they play a lot of basketball together. They knew where each other was. There's obviously some weight involved and some skill level and some dexterity and physicality because they all can run, they can jump, they can pass, and they're skilled. So what a nice team to look at. They're going to be a tough out for anybody.
They're a team that doesn't live off the three that often, but they had 4 threes tonight in this one, Jeff, and that was something that kind of surprised me. They had the ability to hit from the outside, so it's like we don't shoot it all the time. We like to beat you up inside with drives and so forth, but guess what? You let us open out there, we can bury it on you.
And they can shoot, and it was spoken of earlier tonight. That's their big 3, 2 juniors and a freshman, so they've got a future too.
Yeah, they really do. Well, let's take a look at our Capital Region play of the game, and this is maybe the most unusual play of the game that we have ever featured on High School Sports Live TV.
And here we go. This happened in about the second quarter, I think. And take a look at this one. You can't get it around. You can't get it out. How about through the legs?
That was the only place she could have gone with that pass.
The best pass of the night, and she does it again. She says, hey, it's a scrum. Well, let me get it out of there, and we'll play a little rugby or football, whatever you like. And that's exactly how you get out of trouble when you're trapped by 3 people, Pat.
Absolutely. Well, we can't go off the air without talking about their offensive rebound. It's really just special the way they get, and you guys coach long enough, that's effort. Guys, that's just not being denied. That's just going at the boards, and that's what they did tonight.
I know you talk a lot about Moses Malone in the old days, but Moses Malone was one of those guys who believed that every offensive rebound was his, and that's what you saw tonight from people like Olivia Jones going up. Every offensive rebound was hers.
Well, when I watched the game 2 nights ago, and I went away thinking Moses Malone. Moses Malone.
Yeah, Moses Malone from those days of faux, right? I mean, there you go. Anyway, time to recognize our player of the game today. Our Hoffman Ford player of the game this evening. It could have been a lot of players that we thought Taylor Ferraro played a great game this evening, had 8 points. Sydney Wyand, who hit a lot of threes, she had 12. But this young lady had 19 points tonight, did it from outside and did it inside, handled the ball, offensive glass. You take a look at it right here and enjoy.
Nope, that says it all.
And she embraced the contact the entire evening.
She's only held to 5 points there midway through the first half, and then she took off on her own in the second half. And I saw Scott Wyant walk out in the second half with her and talk to her and say, you know what? This is your game. You have a hand in this game, and we want you to be able to take it right now. And so I think, again, Olivia Jones tonight, a freshman, 19 points, is our Hoffman Ford player of the game. Again, your final score here in the girls' championship tonight, 52-36. As Cedar Cliff wins their first gold in the Mid-Penn. Now, we got a second one coming up here tonight. Shippensburg and Cedar Cliff. Want to thank Jim Gallagher here tonight. Mark Zerby on site, who's done a great job. Charlie Fortney, Brandy Trossel, of course, my partners, Pat Flannery and Jeff Thompson for a great job here this evening. Our whole Invicta crew with Chad Edwards and Josh Edwards and all our guys, TJ on the first team. We really appreciate the job they did here tonight. We're going to get ready to tee it up here for the second game, but first, we have an interview with Greg Cavoli and Charlie Fortney about advanced hoops, and they're going to show it next. And then we get ready for Shippensburg and Cedar Cliff, all here. The Mid-Penn Championships on High School Sports Live TV on ABC 27. I'm Gary Sutton, back in a few minutes. I'm Gary Sutton, host of High School Sports Live TV. You watch on ABC 27.3. And I'm here today with Charlie Fortney of Advanced Hoops and also Greg Cavoli, now of Team PA. Charlie, 10 years ago, you started Team PA. I know originally Advanced Hoops was just going to be an instructional type program, but there was a place that you wanted kids to be able to go, and Team PA became kind of the natural outgrowth of that. 300 kids in college now as a result of that. Still a lot of kids that want to play. Talk a little bit about you and Team PA and what's happening to that right now.
Yeah, the AAU grew pretty strongly over the years with a lot of help and support, coaches like Greg, and our whole team just did a good job of making it something special in South Central Pennsylvania, and it's even recognized well throughout the state. But we never intended, to be honest, to ever start AAU basketball. In fact, in 2001, the whole goal was to not do that and just develop a training program where kids could train and not necessarily have to play on teams as much. So interesting thing happened along the way. You get parent feedback, and parents start saying, I need a good AAU program, and they do. And so we saw that there was a lack of opportunity in South Central Pennsylvania, so we started Team Pennsylvania, and it has been a success. But we're just more excited that we can get back to a little more of our first love and just focusing on training and development while we partner with this new Team PA under Greg Cavoli, where he can keep it going and hopefully continue to take it to the next level for the kids in this area.
Greg, a lot of people worry about the idea of something going away. Well, Team PA is not going away. The transfer is going over to you, and you're the new leader of Team PA. Talk a little bit about what it means to have Charlie have the confidence in you to take over this program.
I better not mess it up. That's what it means. I've had the privilege of working closely with Charlie, maybe as a silent partner the last several years, and I'm honored to take the program over. It is rare, I believe, in Pennsylvania and maybe any state that an AAU program can last 10 years and have the distinction of having teams on both the girls and the boys side. So the first thing you do is you bring on a great team, and so I had a lot of people raise their hand to come and help this transition. But we're honored. We got to keep it going, and yeah, we have to make it better.
Charlie, I know one of the things you are going to do is to really support Greg and talk a little bit about how that support comes down.
Greg's passion for AAU, he eats, sleeps, and breathes the idea of Team Pennsylvania. He's a believer in it. He coached in it, supported it. So the idea of someone with his skills being able to just dial in on Team Pennsylvania, build it, we're hoping it can take it to the next level. And I think they're already doing some good things I'm seeing. And Greg's going to talk about that in a second. And then we have to do our job to do that on the advanced hoop side.
Greg, you talk about taking an iconic name like Team PA to another level. You've got a vision. You've got some ideas that are new and some really exciting things for people to be aware of out there. Tell them about it.
Yeah, so for starters, 2 directors joined the team, Taylor Dippery and Corey Dickerson. And then about a month ago, on our boys' side, Lloyd Hill, who's a big basketball name in the central Pennsylvania area, came on to run our boys' side. With that, an AU program really is defined by its top teams and its high school teams, and we've put a lot of effort into what we're going to do with both the girls and the boys' high school teams. The boys will play with Hoop Group, which is a big name on the boys' side tournament circuit, and the girls will play with select events, Select 40. Now, the big announcement that all the kids wanted to hear, all the athletes wanted to hear, was they will be gear sponsored. And so, yes, they'll have sneakers. They'll be wearing the Zoom Freak 3, and I didn't bring any today for you guys. And then our website, teampahoops.com, where you can find our tryout dates, which will be at the end of February, beginning of March. And all the information you need is on the website and on social media.
2 iconic names here in central Pennsylvania, Advanced Hoops, Team PA. They work hand in hand. One instructs, one's playing, but I'll tell you what, they're both going to thrive, and they're going to flourish, and you have a chance to take part in all those with Advanced Hoops and Team PA.
At Capital Blue Cross, there are more yeses and fewer nos. Protecting your health and making it easier so you can spend time on what makes you smile. Helping our communities, your families, your businesses, big and small. We have you covered, going the extra mile. It's what we do. Capital Blue Cross, going the extra mile for you.
If you're looking for a quality used vehicle at a great price,
Hoffman has it.
Hoffman Ford has the best pre-owned inventory, not to mention the best hometown buying experience in all of Harrisburg. With our market-driven pricing, you can be sure you're always getting the best deal. Plus, we'll give you top dollar for your trade. And you know who's got Harrisburg's best deals.
Hoffman has it.
Hoffman Ford, Colonial Park.
Hoffman Ford, just what you're looking for. Hoffman has it.
So a while back, I thought to myself, I'm never going to own a home. I'm going to have to rent forever. I didn't have money for a down payment. I had no credit history, and I just got out of a divorce. But PHFA showed me that home ownership is possible. They offer me a low-interest mortgage and a way to manage the closing cost. To me, this is more than just my home. It's a huge accomplishment and a new chapter in my life, thanks to PHFA.
Erie Insurance says here's to the grown-ups who move, mortgage, mow, and still bust a move. But does your home insurance still fit? Erie helps you protect the home you've grown into, all at fair prices that are often less than the other guys. So how do you find the right coverage? Magic. Nope. Local independent agents who get to know you like this.
Your local Erie agent is Capital Region Insurance Agency, 717-731-1142.
Erie Insurance. We wake up with the sun. We live in a place we're proud to call home. For us, it's knowing that those we help are neighbors, friends, family. As the leader in providing the best orthopedic care for our community, we come together to do our part.